Well, he's third choice in the betting at the moment, but in some quarters, Strike the Gold, whose connections are based in New York, don't get no respect, as they say, even though he beat Fly So Free in their last meeting. Now, Dave Johnson sees this colt as more than a flash in the gold prospector's pan.
You know, at Nick Zito's barn these days, you're more likely to see 3 limousines as you are 3 maidens. Maiden being a racetrack term for a horse who has yet to win. Nick has come a long way since he was Johnny Campo's assistant. And I think he's become as adept at training owners as horses. Last year, we were introduced to a horse whose name is part of a game, 36 Red. And behind him, 2 men eager to play for high stakes. This year, trainer Nick Zito and owner B. Giles Brophy are in the game again, this time with Strike the Gold. All eyes were on this colt when he beat the early Derby favorite, Fly So Free, in the Bluegrass Stakes. And America saw that in the case of this pairing, 1 and 1 were adding up to much more than 2.
You know, I hugged him for the Bluegrass, and I told him right after the race, you know, I said, thanks for the opportunity. And I had tears in my eyes because he's let, you know, people see that, you know, we can train horses and we work hard, and that's what he's done for my career.
He never had the bloodstock to work with. All I did was give him some decent bloodstock to work with. And, hey, he shows what he can do.
B. Giles Brophy has shown the world what he can do. Between bond trading and cattle, well, deals are this man's business. And a deal is what he struck when he took on 2 partners in the buyout of Strike the Gold. Brophy is a successful New York businessman, and so is one of his partners. But the other, well, you see, games are his business. Lots of them. Pictionary, Trivial Pursuit, and many more. He struck the gold in this world and then parlayed his interest in children to baby diapers. To this businessman, fun and games are the bottom line.
It was bringing fun to a lot of people throughout the country. Millions and millions of people have played the games, and that's enjoyable to me. Hopefully the diapers will bring enjoyment to many baby bottoms and mothers.
But somehow you get the feeling all 3 partners keep horse racing in a very fun perspective. But nobody ever said having 3 owners for 1 horse would be easy.
Well, having 3 owners when I was in Keelan, you know, they put me right in the middle. And it was like I was, you know, having a powwow, and I was, you know, surrounded with Indians. And then when the horse won, I was elated, and I jumped up because I knew I was going to get out with my scalp.
Today, he may get out with the roses. And they're the owners of Strike the Gold, playing the Derby game for some very high stakes today. Now let's join they're all in line. And they're off in the Kentucky Derby. And Lost Mountain was squeezed a bit at the start. On the extreme outside, Best Pal shows early speed, but Sea Cadet toward the inside quickly takes command. 40-something right up there, and Corporate Report on the outside. Fly So Free is 4th along the inside, and Hansel Between Horses is 5th at this point, past the stands for the first time. 3 of them battle on the front end. Sea Cadet, as expected, on the inside leads by a head. 40-something is 2nd, and Corporate Report on the outside is right there 3rd. Fly So Free, tucked in at the rail, is racing 4th by a head. Allie David is 5th at this point. Then Hansel on the outside, 6 lengths off the leader. Then it's Lost Mountain at the rail, saving ground in 7th. Best Pal bullies his way, Between Horses 8th. And Another Review is on the move, 9th on the outside. Then comes Main Minister in 10th. It's 4 lengths farther back. Happy Jazz Band is 11th. Strike the Gold is 12th. Quintana on the outside is 13th. Then a gap of 5 to Walrus, Wilder Than Ever, and Green Alligator, 16th and last at the back of the pack. The half mile in 46 and 2/5 seconds. It's not exceedingly fast. Chris McCarron has slowed down the pace on the front end, and he still leads it with Sea Cadet. 40-something, the long shot, part of the mutual field, up there in 2nd, and now Corporate Report with a big move, and on the outside, Hansel is in gear. Main Minister is also charging up in the middle of the racetrack. Fly So Free bides his time 5th along the inside. Best Pal and Strike the Gold begins to roll on the outside. They're tightly packed as they move to the top of the stretch. Sea Cadet on the inside leads by a head. Fly So Free now moves quickly Between Horses. Strike the Gold is closing stoutly in the middle of the racetrack. Main Minister is right there, and down the stretch they come. Strike the Gold on the outside with Chris Antley taking command. Along the inside, Best Pal into the 2nd spot. Main Minister is 3rd. the finish and far away from the rail. Strike the gold. Wins the Derby by a length and a half. Under the wire second was Best Pal. Then it was a photograph between the long shot Maine Minister, and from far back, Green Alligator was in the photo for the show spot. And the time on the board, a slow Derby, 2 minutes and 3 seconds, but Strike the Gold strikes the roses this afternoon.
And so the horse who was the 2-year-old champion, who was the early winner book favorite, but was beaten 3 weeks ago at Keeneland, has won. Now here is Fly So Free. There's Fly So Free, but it's Strike the Gold, the one who beat him 3 weeks ago. And does he look all right?
Fine, and there is Hansel, who was kind of jostled around a little bit at the head of the stretch, but no real apparent excuse for him either. Strike the Gold has really run a tremendous race, lived up to the potential he had been showing all winter in Florida.
As we said 3 weeks ago, he beat the winter book favorite, Fly So Free. He's beaten him again today. Strike the Gold was second in the Florida Derby, but he's been an improving horse right along.
He was a good second in that Florida Derby. He was shuffled back a little bit at the start, closed well, maybe could have caught Fly So Free that day. He turned the tables, obviously, in the bluegrass, and today he was dominant. Look at a happy Chris Antley there, giving him a hug around the neck.
Chris Antley. Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Have any problems during the race?
No problem.
No problems at all.
I had a real good trip, and I went ahead and went outside early around the turn. This pole ran in the dirt real fine today, but it looked like there was a little traffic problem, and I wanted to be out of the way of it.
Okay. Well, we'll be seeing you later. You got a car in your future, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Unofficial results, remember. No sign of an objection. They won't know about that, so the jockey's way out, but it's unofficially Strike the Gold, Best Pal, and Maine Minister.
Well, there he is, the winner of the 1991 Kentucky Derby. His name is Strike the Gold. He made his debut as a 2-year-old at Belmont last October 11th and finished 9th in a 13-horse field. Broke his maiden in November at Aqueduct. Mike Smith used to ride him, and the results are now official. Strike the Gold pays $11.60, $6.20, and $5.40. Best Pal, $6.40 and $5.40, and Maine Minister, who went off at 80-1, pays $25.60 to show the exact of the 4 and the 10, paying $73.40. So Strike the Gold, going off at 9-2, winds up winning the Kentucky Derby. Strike the Gold, ridden by Chris Antley. Posing for the picture, and of course, the fabled and famed blanket of roses adorning the winner of the Kentucky Derby. Meanwhile, let's go to Chelsea Canty, who has Jerry Bailey with her. Chelsea?
Well, Hansel was a huge disappointment as the favorite. Jerry Bailey, of course, was aboard. What happened?
No apparent excuses, at least not on the racetrack. My brake was good. I held my position the way I wanted to in the first turn. I had a feeling I might be in trouble in the middle of the backstretch. He wasn't pulling me like he usually does, and although he did keep his position to the top of the stretch, I really didn't have much punch left.
He looked like he was in between horses, and Jerry, it was hard to miss his big white face. It looked like his head came up enormously high.
Well, he was uncomfortable, and due to what, I really don't know. Nothing apparently during the race, but it might show back up at the barn. I don't know.
All right, Jerry, better luck next year. Thank you, and back to Al Michaels.
All right, Chelsea, and joined again by Dave Johnson, who called the race. We're going to take a look at the isolated replay of Strike the Gold, who wears number 4 and breaks from post number 5. And this is a horse that had the big move like Unbridled did last time. He got away cleanly, and see Cadet dashing to the front. And as you see on the outside, it's going to be 40-something in the orange cap, and he's going to be aggravations for about 3/4 of a mile, ridden by Andrea Seefeld. Those two went into a meltdown as Strike the Gold picked up all the pieces. Strike the Gold placed nicely here, middle of the pack, saving some ground, quite similar in a sense to the way he ran at Gulfstream Park in the Florida Derby, where he finished second, and then in the Bluegrass Stakes at Keeneland.
And Chris Antley, who was aboard the favorite in the Kentucky Derby in 1988 with Private Terms, brings home a semi-long shot here this afternoon.
That's Happy Jazz Band in the orange and white moving through along the inside, but Antley has not asked for the speed yet. And the fractions were sort of slow, 1:37.2 for the mile, and the final mile and a quarter in 2:03. We're watching the isolated replay. There in the blue cap and the pink colors, it strikes the gold. He will begin to circle horses on the far turn.
He will, and you'll see he'll, I believe, get into the wake of number 7, Maine Minister, who will go to the outside, and Maine Minister starts to make his move here, going to the outside. Now it looks as if the winner, the eventual winner, might be squeezed, but Antley finds that hole, and here he goes, and now he really lets him go.
And he's going to be following Best Pal in the maroon and yellow cap up here, and now he's going to tip to the outside. The 80-to-1 shot that you like, the 7 horse, is roaring in front of them. Fly So Free on the inside, had a perfect trip, but just could not keep up. There's Strike the Gold on the outside.
See Cadet giving up the lead here at the head of the stretch, and it's a long stretch here. It's a quarter of a mile from the top of the lane to the finish line, and there he takes the lead at about the 8th pole on the far outside. Number 4, Strike the Gold, who will get up for the win. Best Pal will wind up second, and Maine Minister will finish third.
Bearing out quite a bit through the stretch, but this horse has a winning habit here in Kentucky, and he wins the Roses this afternoon. Chris Antley with his whip raised in victory.
And we had Nick Zito and Giles Brophy, one of the owners. Mike.
Get this horse up there, man. Oh, stay wide. Stay wide. Stay wide.
Nick Zito, who sounds like he has laryngitis anyway, will really have it tonight, but he can afford some cough drops. There it is again, the official results. Strike the Gold has won the 117th running of the Kentucky Derby, and here is the complete order of finish, which we will have when we come back, along with the presentation ceremony. Strike the Gold, the winner of the 1991 Kentucky Derby.
Have a look at the final order of finish. Strike the Gold is the official winner. Best Pal, Maine Minister. Green Alligator did well. Fly So Free was 5th. Quintana 6th. Then you see Walrus did very well. Sea Cadet, the speed horse. Then Corporate Report. Hansel, the favorite, finished 10th. Happy Jazz Band, Lost Mountain, another review. Ali David, Wilder Than Ever, and 40-something brought up the rear. Time for a congratulations again to Tom Meeker, the president of Churchill Downs, on another great day and a great week here in Kentucky. Thanks, Tom.
Well, Jim, it's a great day for America. Today we have the honor of having with us General Schwarzkopf and his family, and it's been a great day for Kentucky. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce the governor of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, Wallace Wilkinson.
Here we are again, Governor. Governor, you're on.
Jim, on behalf of all Kentuckians, I want to say again, welcome to the world for the greatest 2 minutes in sports. And I've just said to Mr. and Mrs. Brophy here that there is no question that this is the most coveted trophy in the world. And I congratulate them today, and it is my honor, on behalf of Churchill Downs and all of the people of this Commonwealth, to present this trophy to Mr. and Mrs. Brophy, and congratulations for winning the greatest sporting event in the world.
Not to forget Joe Cornacchia and Bill Condren back there, too. Giles, we had you balling up there, and you deserved that moment.
Well, I don't know about that. Gosh knows what happened. I'm just so happy we won. I mean, I think we have the best trainer in the world and the best jockey in the world, and we have the best horse going right now, and God bless them all. And I just can't be happy to have this horse win and 36 red. I mean, how much greater than this does it get for one guy in one day? And also to meet the general here.
What a day. 36 red, by the way, also won at Churchill Downs here today. Congratulations also to Joe Cornacchia and Bill Condren. Big day at Pine Tree Golf Club in Florida, I think. Nick Zito, come in here just for a moment. The trainer, congratulations.
Thanks,
what a
Mr.
wonderful
McKay,
job you did bringing this horse to the Derby.
Thank you very much. And What can I say? I'd like to thank 3 cities, please. I'd like to thank New York City. I'd like to thank the great city of Lexington. And then I'd like to thank the greatest city in the world, Louisville, Kentucky.
All right. General Schwarzkopf, you picked a good derby. Come to for your first one, I think. What's your impression?
Well, this has to be absolutely the greatest 2 minutes in the world of sports. No question about it. It's been an exciting day. And, you know, to be up here, they told me they were going to win ahead of before the race, so I knew what was going to happen. But it was a great campaign and a great winner.
Did you have a lot of winners today?
Oh, I had nothing but winners today.
All in tips from your wife, I assume.
No, let me tell you what, I've been commanding winners for the last 9 months.
You sure have. General Schwarzkopf, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, we have an automobile that's going to go to a wonderfully talented jockey, so stand by. With Lee Iacocca, the chairman of the board of Chrysler, and you picked a good one to come to today.
And how? This is a great one. So we're rooting for him to go on to Pimlico and then on to Belmont, and we'll be back to give him $5 million.
You're eager to give that money away.
No, not that eager. I don't know about Belmont. I know who I'll be rooting for then.
Okay. Good to have you with us, Lee.
Nice to be here.
And there's Jim Holden, the general manager of the Chrysler Plymouth division, with a little something for Chris Antley, right?
Yeah, I sure do, Chris. You ran a heck of a race today, and congratulations on winning the Derby. With that comes a little something for you, the keys to a new Chrysler LeBaron convertible. And also along with that, that gives you the first leg now of the Chrysler Triple Crown Challenge, where over the next month or so, you can go on toward $5 million worth of purse money. So we wish you all the best, and hope you enjoy driving that new Chrysler convertible.
Thank you.
Well, Chris, maybe we can take another look now at the race. You've had your problems at life at age 25. You're all the way back. You've won the Kentucky Derby. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jim.
Let's take a look at the race. Here we go.
For the load. They're all in line.
Well, my horse broke real sharp. There's a lot of speed all around me, and I just wanted to make sure he got to the first turn without dropping too far out of it like he did in the past Florida Derby. I started nudging on him right here just to stay right up behind the leaders, and from there I let him settle after we went around the first turn.
So things were pretty much as you wanted them, huh?
Yeah, they worked out pretty much as I thought it would. There was a lot of speed in the race, or if not, lay close horses, and my horse normally comes from pretty far back, and I didn't expect to be too close anyways. I gave him a little breather midway down the backside, and
he's running easily at this point, obviously.
Yeah, so he's running real easy. Angel's outside of me, and he's talking to me. He looked over and he said, "How much horse you got, Poppy?" And I said, "Well, I'm sitting pretty good right now."
This was Cordero, huh?
Yeah, Angel's talking to me the whole way down to the backside. And
really?
Yes.
What'd you say?
Well, I'm concentrating on the front right now. I told him I got a good little horse, and I just wanted to bide my time, and I stayed inside early on. Right here, horses, coming to the turn, they're starting to bunch up a little bit, and Strike the Gold's not the kind of horse that drags you up there. You kind of have to urge him on to do it, but he responded well when I asked him. I run up behind the horses right here, and I saw a couple horses steadying in front of me, and the front horses were riding, so I went ahead and went straight to the outside. I wanted to be there at the quarter pole.
Right where you wanted to be right now, beginning to move.
Yes, he's cruising up to him pretty easy, and the front horses have been riding since we went into the turn. And I just showed him the whip a little bit right here, and each time I showed it to him, he excelled a little faster. Right.
Now he started to bear out on you, didn't he?
Well, he didn't really bear out. He has a habit of not switching leads, and that was the main thing he did last time that made him beat Fly So Free. And as soon as we went on and I went by the horses, the first time I hit him, he went right over to his right lead, and he finished up strong. And he drifted a little bit just from me hitting him, but that was no problem.
And he won the Kentucky Derby. Strike the Gold. Chris, if you're going to keep having long conversations during the Triple Crown race, we'll have to put a mic on you.
Well, I won't mind.
One quick question for Giles Brophy. Giles, I assume we're on to the Preakness.
We're on to Maryland crab cakes.
We got plenty of them up there for you, I'll tell you. So that is the story. The 117th Kentucky Derby is history, and the winner is Strike the Gold. See you at the Preakness in 2 weeks.